Welcome back to MFO, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. It is Wednesday. This is our tournament recap video for the Harris chain, and this is where we are in the ER, back at home. After getting home, I fished on day one of the Harris event. As you've known, it was a very difficult event. I caught one fish during practice. Here's a picture of that fish.
Yeah, that fish was a good one.
Yeah, decent fish during practice. And then on the day, well, we're going to talk all about it. We'll come back and I'll fill you in on why I'm wearing this when we come back. Welcome back to Mark Fisher Outdoors, everybody. I'm Mark Fisher.
I'm Megan Fuller.
Hey, you're here. The only way I could get Megan to do a video is to get her to bring me to the hospital. So what happened is that on the day of our meeting, Thursday, I woke up and was just in a tremendous amount of pain. My ankle was just throbbing. Limping around the meeting, and that's the meeting that we had to get our Vosker cameras, our Bubba scales, our boxes, all of that kind of stuff. And
You were nauseous.
I was in terrible shape. And standing in those lines for hours, was awful. Then I had to get back to the boat and rig up and stuff like that. So once I was seated, I was fine. So I was hoping this was all going to go away. In the past, I've had gout. I thought maybe that was what it is. And so got up the next morning and went fishing. As long as I was leaning on my pedestal seat, I thought I was okay. I fished hard on that first day. I mean, I caught one little tiny fish for 13 ounces all day, which, to be honest, is important because it turns out that there were 5 guys who didn't catch a bass all tournament. They get 0 points. You get 50 points if you catch a bass. And so I actually got 54 points compared to the other guys, the 5 guys who got 0 points. So it's important to catch a bass. And that 13-inch bass got me an additional 50 points above the 5 guys who got no points. But anyway, I mean, believe me, I'm not proud of a 13-inch fish. But the point is, the very next day, I got ready. I was ready to go, and the next day, it was even worse than it was during that 8 hours of standing on the boat was just, the whole night, it was terrible and stuff like that. So I ended up calling the tournament director and bowing out and driving home. It is now...
It's a weird thing to wake up to see a text that just driving home.
I'm driving home, right.
Yeah.
And so I've been laid up. Now it's Monday, and I am in the ER because it has not gotten any better. We currently don't know what this is. I'm going to stop filming in a minute, and then I will come back and tell you, because hopefully we're going to get diagnosed with an answer here. But the reality is that this tournament recap was a situation where I fished 3 days of practice and caught one fish. Fished 1 day of the tournament and caught one little tiny fish. And that's all I did. It was one of the hardest tournaments that I've ever professionally been involved in. And I've heard a lot of other anglers say the exact same thing. And yet, I know that you kind of looked at it like it was wasn't even a good tournament to have. But I think it was. This is a tournament, quite honestly, that even if you let's say you lucked into it and caught a 6 pounder or something like that. You could do this was a grinder tournament. I'm not opposed to them having it. I would have loved to have gone out and fished on the second day. I caught 13 ounces on the first day, and I could have very easily, done well the second day. So as it turns out, in the tournament, Drew Gill ends up winning it. He wins the BPT on Gunnersville, turns around, wins the pro circuit on Harris, and pretty much did it the same way. He scoped using the 3-hour period, caught all but one fish scoping, and then even though he had another 6 hours of regular fishing, so 6, 12, 18, in 18 hours of true regular fishing, he caught 1 5-pound bass. The rest of his fish were scoping. So he caught 3 fish scoping on day 1 for 21 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Caught 4 fish scoping. His total weight on day 2 was something like 19 pounds. Then he had 26 pounds on day 3. So congratulations to Drew. The guy is phenomenal. We're back at the house, obviously. Got home from the hospital, and that's the deal. Wearing the boot now. It was diagnosed as a gout flare-up, and so got some medication, feeling a lot better now, and I will have the boot just in case we got a flare-up, because we're going back out fishing in 2 weeks on Santee Cooper. I do want to finish this recap. Obviously, not a lot of footage. I've shown you some of what it was like to be out there. And again, you got to remember, guys, this is Florida. When you see me bundled up in winter clothing, this is fishing in Florida, in Orlando, Florida, in February. But regardless, what I want to say is this was not cold front fishing. Cold front fishing, you slow down. You get real slow. You inch worms along and you slow way down. This was beyond cold front fishing. This was fishing for bass that literally were hibernating. I mean, they were wet dish rags most of the time when you did, catch one and reel them in. They just were not moving at all. And so the reality is that as much as I got a bite on a worm dragging it slow, but it didn't even get hooked up. I mean, it hit the worm, but that was it. I was throwing a chatterbait. A lot of guys were throwing chatterbaits, not because I think it was just a matter of if you got the bait, if you got the fish to react to the bait, you could get them. Once you got them hooked, they were just almost dead bringing them in. They just kind of dragged themselves in. But guys, a very disappointing first event, and I'm really thankful that we're going back out in 2 weeks, going to Santee Cooper. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to get back out, catch big fish. Santee Cooper should be good. Hopefully the weather warms up. I appreciate you tuning in, and we're on the mend. We're looking forward to getting back out there, and we will see you again tomorrow for another episode of Mark Fisher Outdoors. Take care, everybody.